Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
With nearly 18,000 at risk, the City of Detroit's Water Department has started shutting off water service to residents behind on payments.
Local forecasters have declared a severe weather alert for this afternoon into the evening hours, and we are going to have a very noisy and active and potentially dangerous afternoon ahead. Yeah, and we do start with the storms that are moving into Metro Detroit that will impact that drive this afternoon. We're in the Weather Center right now. I'm joined by meteorologist Paul Gross because we've declared a severe weather alert day because of the risk of tornadoes for later today. And that is one of the risks, large hail and damaging winds also. Take a look at the risk area, and this has changed very little since early this morning, Evrod. In fact, the enhanced risk area was actually expanded a few miles further north, now encompassing parts of southern Genesee, southern Lapeer, and southern half of St. Clair County. This is where the most likely area for the most intense severe weather is going to be, but there's still a slight risk farther north, so we're all under the gun during the course of the afternoon. Now look at the temperatures now. Look at Toledo. Toledo, 73 degrees right now. That's where the warm front is, and that's one of the keys this afternoon because that warmer air is more unstable. That makes it easier for the storms to form, and also close to that warm front is where there's a little more wind shear, and that maybe contributes to some tornadoes. So further north, we still have that east wind bringing a very cold, dense air mass off of Lake Huron. Temperatures only in the 40s to the north. Here's radar. We've had a cluster of storms come through. We have little spotty, splotchy showers and spots, mostly to the north, but we're watching to the west where some storms have already developed. These have expanded over the past hour. Most of this looks to be, it's going to go maybe north of Flint. So I'm not looking at this as our main threat this afternoon. That's going to come after 2 or 3 o'clock. And then as we move through the late afternoon, early evening hours, it's when the storms are really going to be here. So again, a severe weather alert has been declared. There is the possibility for tornadoes. I'll have another update with the computer model taking you hour by hour through the afternoon in just a little bit, Evrod. Alrighty, Paul, we'll check back in with you then. In the meantime, also developing this afternoon, the Detroit Water and Sewage Department has started shutting off water service to residents with delinquent accounts. Local 4's Nick Monticelli is joining us live now this afternoon. And Nick, this impacts nearly 18,000 households across the city. So we're talking a lot of people.
Yeah, it could impact 18,000 people depending if they get on the ball and start paying their bill before the shutoff comes in. This is something the city started doing back in 2005 when they were trying to recoup the cost of all these people not paying their bills. But if you look at this video, it's a good reminder that we're all using water every day, especially here in the city of Detroit. 18,000 people, as you mentioned, Detroit Water customers are on this shutoff list. After the bills have gone delinquent, the city can shut the water off, but they don't want to. Director Gary Brown says if residents are having a hard time paying their bills, they would much rather have people join the assistance program, which was also launched 2 years ago in 2015. The program is WRAP, the Water Residential Assistance Program. It helps residents who are at or below 150% of the poverty line. For a family over 4, that means about $36,000 earnings or less annually. The program will then cover 1/3 of the average monthly bill. Again, this was launched back in 2015. So people who want to get help, they can call 313-386-9727. And despite that high number, 18,000 people on this shutoff list, it's actually much better than last year.
Yeah, last year this time we were at 44,000, and 18,000 people will not be shut off, for sure. That's just the pool of customers that hit the eligibility point.
And what he means is that they won't be shut off if they either call to join that assistance program or call and pay their bill. You're looking right now at something new just in the last 3 weeks or so. New kiosks installed so residents can easily pay their bills. It's a partnership with DTE Energy. You're going to find them at their offices and at Rite Aid stores. There are 37 kiosks in all and 28 different locations. And as a reminder, you can pay your bill online, over the phone, or coming here to the Detroit Water and Sewage Department in downtown Detroit. We're live here in downtown Detroit. Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
A lot of options to get those bills paid and get them current, Nick, so nobody has any excuses. Alrighty, thank you.
Yep.
The all clear has been given now in Dearborn after a suspicious package was found inside of a Social Security office. That office evacuated around 10:30 after an unattended bag was left in the building located at Michigan Avenue and Outer Drive. About a half hour ago, investigators cleared the scene after discovering that the bag was just full of clothes. Detroit police now investigating a deadly three-car crash on I-94. This happened just before midnight on eastbound I-94 near Masonic. A vehicle lost its brakes, or hit its brakes rather, lost control, and then slammed right into a guardrail before coming to a rest in 2 lanes. A Saturn also traveling east saw the car and slowed down. That's when a Dodge pickup rear-ended it. A 33-year-old Clinton Township man in that Saturn was killed, and we've learned that the driver of the pickup was not hurt. Right now, Detroit police are searching for 4 more men from Inkster wanted in connection to this brawl that happened in Greektown. They're looking for 19-year-old Darnell Shaw, 20-year-old Myron Larkins, 21-year-old Rashawn Yarbrough, and 24-year-old Tyrone Larkins. 4 other men have already been arrested for the fight that was captured on video. This was back on Sunday. One of those men is expected to be arraigned this afternoon. Well, it is a good day to dust off that resume as Detroit's NAACP branch is hosting a very big job fair. That fair started this morning at 9, and it'll go until 3 this afternoon. It's happening at the Fellowship Chapel Dome on West Outer Drive. The job fair has employers for all career levels from Focus Hope, McDonald's, Nike, Detroit, Quicken Loans, and Campbell Ewald, and also workshops to help you get back into the workforce the right way.
What's different about our job fair is that we also do workshops to provide professional development. So the Detroit Public Library is doing resume critiques along with Detroit Employment Solutions Corporation. They have their big RV out front that's their mobile one-stop.
Well, there you have it. The job fair is free. It's also open to the public, so make sure you head on down there if you're looking for a job. All right, still ahead here on Local 4 News at noon. GM has one of its plants seized in South America. Find out where it happened and what the automaker is saying about it this afternoon. Plus, more Americans than ever are in favor of legalizing marijuana. Find out what else a new study reveals about Americans and pot. But first, hundreds of U.S. troops start training in South Korea. What the Trump administration is saying about this military exercise. And before we go to break, the local forecasters have declared a severe weather alert for you today. Afternoon storms could bring hail, strong winds, and even possibly tornadoes. So stay with us here on Local 4 and online at clickondetroit.com. We'll be right back with an updated forecast with Paul Gross.
LDB.
Welcome back. South Korea and the United States held a joint training exercise today to serve as a deterrent as tensions mount on the Korean peninsula. NBC's Kelly Kobiela reports from Seoul.
North Korea is out with a new message today. That message promising a super mighty preemptive strike on the United States. It's likely a reaction to the statements by Secretary of State Rex Tillerson that the U.S. was looking for new ways to put pressure on North Korea over its nuclear program. Also likely a response to those military exercises happening right now. Long planned, they happen every year. Today, F-15s were put up in the air in this joint military exercise with the South Koreans. The North typically views these as a provocation and responds with threats to destroy Japan, South Korea, and the United States. But we're also getting another slightly more cryptic message from North Korea. Satellite pictures of their nuclear test site, that same test site that analysts said was primed and ready for a 6th nuclear test last week. Well, these latest satellite images taken on a flyover on Sunday show volleyball games, 3 volleyball games on the site. What do they mean? Analysts say it could be a sign that the site is on standby mode, waiting for a signal from North Korea, or it could be some sort of deception from the North Koreans. Another message. Bottom line, we don't know. The North keeping the world guessing. Back to you.
Well, it turns out more Americans than ever think that weed should be legal. A new poll by CBS News found 61% of Americans think that pot should be legalized. That's a 5% increase from last year and the highest number ever recorded in this poll. The study also found 88% of the country favors medical marijuana use, and only 23% think legalizing weed would lead to an increase in crime. General Motors says that it's stopping all operations in Venezuela after its plant in that country was seized by authorities. GM describes the takeover as an illegal seizure of its assets after authorities removed cars from company facilities. At this time, it's unclear why authorities seized the plant, although President Nicolás Maduro has blamed American companies in the past for Venezuela's economic struggles.
New at noon.
Well, it is one of the most exciting shows on TV, and tonight, The Blacklist is back with back-to-back episodes. We've got a behind-the-scenes look at what you can expect tonight. Paul?
Hey, Evrod, we've declared a severe weather alert for the afternoon and early evening hours. Now look at these thunderstorms. These aren't the ones that we're watching to become our severe threat, but this just shows you how unstable things are, and it's really going to be an active afternoon, potentially a dangerous afternoon. I will have everything you need to know right after the break.
Small enough to fit a dozen or so in your hand, you might even recognize this over-the-winter house dust.
Everybody's got them. Nobody likes them.
They leap into my makeup bag and I scream.
They don't belong in Michigan and are steadily becoming more threat than nuisance.
They attack a wide variety of plants.
You may have them in your home. Most of us do. And you may ask,
just what the heck are these guys?
They are nasty, smelly, and not welcome around here.
If every bug in the nation dropped dead today, we'd be way better off.
It's a springtime invasion, tonight at 11.
Spring is attention.
All right, welcome back, everybody. That sound means we have declared a severe weather alert because we've got a lot of weather that's heading our way.
Yeah, and it's not all the time that we can say this, but believe it or not, around the nation, we are the nation's hotspot for severe weather. We're kind of the bullseye today. Yeah, take a look. In fact, take a look at the risk graphic. If you just missed it at the top of the newscast, I want to show it again because I want to emphasize that almost our entire area is under an enhanced risk of severe weather today. So that's this sort of tan color here, and it extends from southern St. Clair, southern Lapeer, southern Genesee County, down through Livingston, eastern Ingham, through Jackson County, all the way down to the state line. So we are literally the nation's bullseye today. And even north of this area, we still have a slight risk for perhaps some damaging hail and maybe a few damaging wind gusts, even along the I-69 corridor. So if you're heading out right now, there's not a ton of weather in our area right now. So we'll start with temperatures. Adrian, already up to 64 degrees. Warm air is starting to surge into the southern part of the state, but north of that warm front, the front edge of that warm air, look at this, mired in the 50s. In fact, areas further north in the thumb are only in the 40s right now. So big difference in temperature from top to bottom. About a 25-degree difference in temperatures between Sanilac County and Toledo. That is a lot. So as I mentioned, there's not a lot of weather in our area. We had one little thunderstorm, nothing severe, that's going through St. Clair County right now. Big cluster back to the west, and its movement looks like it's generally east-northeast. So it looks like if you just kind of follow my arm here, that's going to take it maybe toward Flint. Perhaps the northern part of our north zone will get brushed by this, but it's additional development that's going to occur this afternoon that we really need to watch for the heart of the area. So let me show you the computer model. It's doing a pretty good job. In fact, this is new. I literally just downloaded this new data during the commercial break. Yes, I do things during commercial breaks. And you can see this is that cluster to the west. And take a look. It's going to be moving to the northeast, staying mostly toward Flint and north of that. This is that warm front right here. And the key, and I'm going to get into these ingredients in a minute, this is the warmer, more unstable air, but it's near the warm front that we have kind of a change in wind direction. That wind shear is critical for tornado development, and we'll talk more about that again in a second. But stepping you into the early evening hours, still some scattered storms around. Looks like it's not going to be quite as active ahead of the cold front as earlier it looked like, but there still could be a few severe storms into the very early evening. Then things settle down considerably overnight as a cooler, drier air mass moves on in. So let's talk about those ingredients. I already talked about the fronts, and the late afternoon timing means that these triggers are occurring during the warmest part of the day. That's the most unstable part of the day. And then as we move aloft here, it's cool air aloft over the warm air at the surface. That means it's unstable. And then we have this change in wind direction, and that change in wind direction is critical for the potential to spin up a few tornadoes. So we'll keep an eye on that situation. But again, the main threat, wind, hail, lightning, with a chance for, again, a tornado or two during the afternoon. Temperatures getting into the 70s south of that warm front, and the storms, again, most likely late afternoon into the early evening period. And then after today, here's the change. Usually big weather comes with big changes. Mid-50s for highs Friday and Saturday, but the sun does come back over the weekend, and then we warm right back up next week. Evrod?
All righty, Paul, thank you. The Blacklist returns tonight with 2 new episodes back-to-back starting at 9 p.m. And the stars of the show are promising viewers an explosive return. Here's Mark Barger with a preview.
No, it can't be.
When The Blacklist wrapped its winter season,
Reddington, talk to me. Who poisoned you?
James Spader's character survived a betrayal by his closest confidant, Dembe.
He can't fathom how that could be, and therefore, if that is the case, then he needs to know how.
But the trouble is, Dembe's fled.
I am sorry.
And coerced a task force member into helping him.
It's a very cathartic time in terms of what's happening in Reddington's life, and therefore everyone around him in his sphere of influence.
Therapist.
That includes Elizabeth Keene, still sharing that mysterious connection to Reddington, while also cultivating an all-new relationship.
And now she's fighting for something that's tangible, that she knows well, that's in her life, which is the safety of her child and the life she wants to give that child.
And like her character, Megan Boone's also a new mom.
Doing scenes with a baby, as a mother of a baby, I know all the tricks.
Which comes in very handy on the set.
So if the baby's like crying, I just go in the baby's ear and I'll go. And then, like, that always makes the baby just go. It's like baby whispering, you know?
But whispers will give way to action.
FBI!
As The Blacklist returns tonight. Mark Barger, Local 4.
Oh, and it looks good. Definitely tuning in for that. All for Pets, one of our four-legged friends making a difference in the courtroom across the country. In fact, you just have to see this. This pup's name is Molly, and she's helping prosecutors and witnesses in Virginia. These courthouse dogs can assist anyone from crime victims to witnesses and others during stressful stages of legal proceedings. Dogs are going to train for 2 weeks before the first day on the job. Pretty cool stuff there. Local 4 bringing Metro Detroit pet lovers together with our new segment. It's called All for Pets, where we're going to be posting stories about pet health, animal rescues, and even local events, including Michigan's Free Pet Adoption Day, which is on April 29th. So that's approaching pretty quickly. You can check it out right now by going to clickondetroit.com/pets. We're right back with Paul, who is tracking potentially severe weather that's moving into our areas. So we'll have a final check of the forecast when we come right back. Keep it here.
Replay song.
All right, finally here at noon. Paul, what is this thing?
Well, it's a weather radio, and these are lifesavers. They're basically like smoke alarms, but for weather. They just sit there silently in your home, and they warn you if there's a warning, tornado warning, severe thunderstorm warning, and we've been pitching these for about 7 years. We want everybody to have one of these, right. And so we're going to start our campaign next week on Wednesday at the Meijer store in Westland, and we'll tell you more about it over the next few days, but
Alrighty.
These things are just
You can't just turn on your TV and get the forecast?
Well, you could, but the thing is, what if the power's out, or more importantly, what if you're sleeping? If you're sleeping, you're not watching TV, you're not on your cell phone,
this will wake you up.
Yeah, that will wake you up. In fact, here's current radar right now. No warnings right now, Evrod. It looks like just routine but pretty substantial thunderstorms there with heavy downpours and a lot of lightning. Most of that will stay well north of our area. It's the redevelopment of storms mid to late afternoon, after about 2, 3 o'clock, that we're going to start to see storms percolating and moving into our area. And that's where the greatest risk is, late afternoon after 3 p.m. through the early evening.
You call us the bullseye of the country right now. Everybody stay safe out there. Ben Bailey and Brandon Root coming up first at 4.